Let's have a look at first example. First of all, scan. We have the same coefficient next to y. Let's eliminate it. In our case, we are going to take away one equation from another to eliminate y. 4x minus x is 3x, and eliminate 2y. 2y minus 2y is 0. The answer is 3. Now just solve this equation. Divide by 3 both sides, x equals 1. Now, I'm going to substitute x into one of the equations, for example, second one, because I don't have to multiply x. So I have x plus 2y equals 7, but I know the value of x. So instead x, I substitute 1. Now we have equation with one variable. Just solve it, work out the value of y. Get rid of 1. Now, 2y is left. 7 minus 1 is 6. Divide by 2. Y equals 3. Done. Alright, question 2. Numbers next to x are the same, so obviously I eliminate x's. Because the same sign, I take away one equation from another to get 0. 5x minus 5x is 0, minus 2y minus y equals minus 3y. Now let's have a look what is on the right side. 120 minus 165 will be minus 45. Right, because we have negative both sides, just cancel them and get 3y equals 45. Solve this equation, divide by 3 both sides, y equals 15. Now, let's choose one of the equations. I will choose second one because you don't have to multiply y, and write it down. I know the value of y is 15, so I will substitute 15 instead y. And now I get normal linear equation with one variable. 5x plus 15 equals 165. Solve it. Minus 15, both sides. 5x equals 150. Divide by 5. X equals 30. Done. Practice makes perfect. One more level 1 equations. Right. Both negatives. So the same signs, take away one equation from another. 6x minus 4x is 2x. Minus 3 minus minus 3 gives me positive. Minus 3 plus 3 is 0. So eliminate y. 12 minus 2 is 10. Right. Just solve this equation. Divide both sides by 2. X equals 5. One variable found. Now choose one of the equations, for example, first one, and substitute x there. So I know x equals 5 times 6, we have 30, still minus 3y equals 12. We got now ordinary linear equation. Solve it. The opposite for 30. Get minus 3y equals minus 18. Divide both sides by minus 3. Y equals 6. Done. If you are not sure and you are not time limited, you can choose second equation and substitute x and y into this equation. If finally you get 2, like in our equation, you did it right. Question 4. Not so obvious one because we have different signs in front of 4. In this case, I have to add our equations. Right, 9x plus 4x is 13x, minus 4 plus 4, 0, and 19 plus 20 is 39. Simplify, divide by 13, both sides, x equals 3. Now, I'm going to choose one of the equations, second one, and substitute x into this equation. 4 times 3 is 12. Right, 12 plus 4y equals 20. Get rid of 12, both sides. 4y equals 8. Divide by 4, both sides. Y equals 2. Done. Now, if I have time, I will substitute both values into our first equation. 9 times 3 is 27, minus 4 times 2 is minus 8, and 27 take away 8 is 19, the same number as in our equation. Work done. So now we're approaching tough tasks. Here we don't have the same coefficients near x or y. So I have to change one of the equations to get 6x in the second equation. To get 6x, I have to multiply by 3 all the terms of second equation. 2x times 3 is 6x, minus 2y times 3 is minus 6y, and 12 times 3 will be 36. Now I have 6x in both equations. The same sign, I take away one equation from another. 6x minus 6x eliminated. 3 minus minus 6 give me 9. So plus 3y minus 6y will be 9y. 45 minus 36 will be 9. Solve y equals 1. I will choose first equation to substitute y, and y is 1. 3y would be 3. And I got a linear equation. 6x plus 3 equals 45. Take away 3 from both sides, divide by 6, x equals 7. Done. Ready for one more challenge? All coefficients are different. But I can have a look at y. I can get minus 9y from first equation if I multiply by 3 every term of first equation. Right, let's do it. 3 times 5x will be 15x. 3 times minus 3y will be minus 9y. And 33 times 3 will be 99. Copy this second equation, how it is. 3x minus 9y equals 63. So now we have minus 9y in each equation. The same sign, I take away second equation from the first equation. 12x cancel minus 9 equals 99 minus 63 is 36. Simplify, divide both sides by 12, x equals 3. Done. I will choose second equation to substitute x. 3x will be 9 minus 9y equals 63. Get rid of 9, do opposite, both sides, and we get minus 9y equals 54. Right. Now, divide by minus 9 both sides. Oops, I forgot to put minus. And what do we get? Y equals minus 6. Done. If you want, you can substitute x and y into the first equation and check your answers. Now we approach level 3. So here, all coefficients are different next to x or next to y. I will probably choose x. So lowest common multiple for 5 and 4 is 20. So to get 20 next to x, I multiply first equation by 4 and second equation by 5. Don't forget, we multiply by 4 and by 5 every term of the equation. Right, first equation, 4 times 5x is 20x, 4 times minus 6y is minus 24y, and 4 times 28 will be 112. Now we're moving to the second equation. Times 5, we have 20x minus 20y, and 24 times 5 will be 120. Because we have positive 20x in both equations, the same sign, we take away second equation from the first equation. 20x minus 20x, cancel it, it's 0. Minus 24y minus 20y actually means minus 24y plus 20y, which is minus 4y. And 112 minus 120 equals minus 8. Now, just simply solve this equation. Minus 4y divide by minus 4 and do the same to the both sides. Divide by minus 4 minus 8. Y equals 2. So one variable is worked out. Now, choose one of the equations, no matter which one. I will choose first and substitute y equals 2 into this equation. So 5x minus, and then 6 times 2 instead y equals 28. Right, and simply solve it. So opposite for minus 12 is plus 12. Do it to both sides. 5x equals 40. 5x means times, divided by 5 both sides. X equals 8. To check you're doing right, get the second equation and substitute both variables. So 4x minus 4y equals 24. 4x means 4 times 8, which is 32. Minus 4y means minus 4 times 2 is minus 8, and it equals 24. The same number which in the second equation. Done. Next, level 3 example. We see that coefficients again are all different. This time I will try to make y coefficients the same. So lowest common multiple for 2 and 5 is 10. So first equation, to get 10 next to y, I multiply by 5. Don't forget, when multiply by 5, all three terms of equations. 5 times 3x will be 15x. 2y times 5 is positive 10y. And 53 times 5 will be 265. Now let's move to the second equation. To get 10y, I have to multiply by 2, but not only y, also 2x and 72. So 2 times 2x will be 4x. 2 times 5y will be 10y, and 72 times 2 will be 144. Because we have both positive 10y in both equations, we take away second equation from the first equation. 15x minus 4x is 11x. 10y minus 10y, just cancel, it's 0. And 265 minus 144 will be 121. Right. 11x means times, opposite would be divide. Divide both sides by 11, x equals 11. Now I will choose the first equation, you can choose the second one, and substitute x into this equation. So instead 3x, I will work out 3 times 11 will be 33, plus 2y equals 53. Now just solve it, cancel 33, do it both sides. 2y equals 20, divide by 2, both sides, and y equals 10. What I'm going to do now, I will choose the second equation and substitute our x and y into this equation. If I get 72, I've done it right. So 2 times 11 is 22, 5 times 10 is 50, and 22 plus 50 is 72. Done. One more, level 3 challenge. All coefficients are different, how it should be for level 3. And let's have a look. I will choose x to get the same coefficient. So lowest common multiple for 4 and 2 is 8. So to get 8 from 4, I multiply all bits of equation by 2, first equation. And to get 8 in the second equation next to x, I multiply all the terms of the equation by 4. Right, first equation times 2, 4x times 2 is 8x, minus 2y times 2 is minus 4y, and 18 times 2 is 36. Second equation times 4, all three terms. 4 times 2x is 8x, 4 times minus 3y is minus 12y, and 19 times 4 is 76. Because we have the same sign, positive sign, next to 8x in both equations, we take away one equation from another. 8x minus 8x, just cancel it. Minus 4y minus minus 12y, pay attention, minus minus gives me plus, will be 8y. 30x minus 76 is minus 40. I divide both parts of equation, sides of equation by 8, and y equals minus 5. Now I choose the first equation and substitute y, instead y, minus 5 into this equation. So what shall I get? 4x minus 2 times minus 5 is plus 10, positive 10, equals 18. To solve this equation, minus 10 both sides, 4x is left, it equals 8. Divide both sides by 4, x equals 2. If you want, you can substitute x and y into the second equation and check if you're going to get 19. Done. Now we're approaching word problems. The main idea is to recognize in this task, I'm going to deal with simultaneous equations. So I have coffee and tea, and I will just mark coffee as x, and I put y for tea. Right, a coffee and a tea means one coffee and one tea. And I will put it into equation. 1 coffee x plus 1 tea y costs £4. What about the second sentence? The cost of buying a coffee, which means 1x, and 3 teas, which means 3y, equals £7. Now I have the same coefficient for x, 1 in first equation and 1 in second equation, so I can cancel them. The same sign, I take away one equation from another. And x minus x, just cancel it. Y minus 3y is minus 2y, and 4 minus 7 is minus 3. Divide both sides by minus 2, y equals 150. Very important moment, because we're dealing with money, always show two decimal places. So not 1.5, but 1.50. Right, now I get second equation and substitute y into this equation. 3y means 3 times 150. So what do I get? X plus 450 equals £7. Cancel 450 from both sides, and we have x equals 250. Again, don't forget not 2.5, 2.50, because it's pounds. Right, final answer, coffee costs 250 and tea costs £1.50. Done. One more word problem. First thing is to recognize its simultaneous equations. And first mark you get for forming these simultaneous equations. I will choose X for adult tickets and Y for child ticket. And we see 5X, 5 adult tickets, and 3Y, 3 child tickets. Right, equation is ready. First equation, 5X plus 3Y equals 58. The same I'm going to do with the second sentence. 2x plus 8y equals 47. Right, So obviously coefficients are different. I will choose x to get the same coefficient, and lowest common multiple is 10. So to get 10 from 5, I multiply by 2 all the bits of equation, and to get 10x in the second equation, I multiply everything by 5. Right, what do we get? First equation, 10x plus 6y equals 116. Second equation, 5 times 2x is 10x, 5 times 8y is 40y, and 47 times 5 is 235. To avoid negatives, you can take away first equation from the second equation, and probably it will be easier. 10x minus 10x is 0, just cancel it. 40y minus 6y will be 34y, and 235 take away 16 is 119. Now divide both sides by 34, cancel coefficient next to y equals 350. Very important, when we're dealing with money, always show two decimals, not 3.5, but 3.50. Right, now I will substitute y into the first equation, and what do I get? 5x and 3 times 350 is 1050 equals 58. Cancel 1050, take away both sides. 5x equals 47.50. Again, money, show two decimals. Divide both sides by 5, x equals 950. If you want, you can check if we did it right. Just substitute x and y into the second equation. So instead of 2x, I multiply 950 by 2, which is 19, and 8 times 350 would be 28. Did we get 47? Yes, we got it. So it means we solved it right. Okay, next challenge. In LD, 4 kilos of bananas and 3 kilos of apples cost 750. Right, what can I see? 2 items. I will mark them as x and y, and we have some numbers. So first equation will be 4x plus 3y equals 750. Right, let's move to the second sentence. In the same shop, 3 kilos of bananas, which means 3x, because we mark bananas as x, plus 5y is 810. Right. All coefficients are different, so I will choose x, bananas, to get the same coefficient. So lowest common multiple is 12. So to get 12 from 4, I multiply all the bits of first equation by 3. And second equation, to get 12, I multiply every term of equation by 4. 3 times 4x is 12x. 3 times 3y is 9y. Equals 750 times 3 is 2250. Second equation, 12x, 4 times 5y equals 20y, and 8 times 10 times 4 equals 3240. Right, to avoid negatives, I apply first equation from the second one. Right, 12x minus 12x, 0. 20y minus 9y equals 11y. And 3240, take away 2250, is 990. Let's get rid of 11. Opposite is division, both sides. Y equals 0.90, 90p. Don't forget, when dealing with money, you should show two decimals after decimal point, not 0.9, but 0.90. Right, I will choose first equation and substitute y, and what I get for x plus 3 times 90p is 270 equals £7.50. Get rid of 270, both sides. Opposite is take away. And what do we get? For x equals 480. Divide both sides by 4. X equals 120. So 1 kilo of bananas cost 120. At this point, be very careful. That is for marks, you got them. But the last question is, which gives you 5th mark, you need to create like some kind of new equation. You need to work out how much 2 kilos of bananas and 1 kilo of apples cost together. So, bananas cost 120 times 2 is 240, and 1 kilo of apples is 90p. So 240 plus 90p is 330, and don't forget again 2 decimal places because it's pounds. Done. That is final answer. 5 exam marks are yours. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If there are topics you are struggling with, please write in comments and wait for new videos.